Yeah, so we were talking about the. I was telling you about the trade that I took. It was SW Solar. So I was not ready to exit when it literally went past the support area. And at that time, I didn't had an edge. I did not have proper risk management. I used to watch videos. I knew that there's something like stop loss and target profit, but I could never. Uh, I didn't realize how much important it was, unless not until I had an edge. So because what I used to think is that the only thing you need to be profitable is to have a system, and you keep following the system and you keep making money. There is nothing called loss. And as far as profits are concerned, you even if you are making 2% monthly, then they will compound. There was no concept. I didn't believe in concept as stop loss, but with time I realized that stop loss is the most important one. So I was talking about SW Solar, and it went past my support level, and I started hoping. The hope took over. I thought maybe it's going to get back to my entry level, or and then what happens next? It didn't. It fell like 10%. I could have exited at 5% loss, but I at that time how I didn't knew much. So at 10%, when it hit 10% stop loss, I was like, maybe it's gonna take some time. Maybe market will rebound. Maybe when economic conditions are going to settle down, when economy starts uh, getting back to normal things, maybe it's going to I will be able to exit at -5%. But no, these maybes, ifs and buts, they do not work like that. There is no ifs and buts. You need to be you need to have a proper laid plan. You cannot rely on ifs, on maybes and buts. Once you get past it, then only you can call yourself a trader. Because if you're stuck at that, there is no way you're gonna survive in the long term. Because when it's said that trading is a hard business, it is. Take it as a hard business. Because take these stop losses as the like you have expenses for running business. So take these losses as an expense to running your trading business. So what happened is, we were talking about SW Solar. It kept going down. I don't believe how much loss I made. It was roughly around -50%, because I was not ready to exit, and I kept hoping, and I kept going down lower and lower and lower. So it's like, if I were to put you in such scenario, what would you say? You would obviously say that it's better if you won't have reached there if you had exited at -5%. But that's not how our minds work. That's not how our minds are wired to work. Because when your real money is involved, your emotions take over. You are trying to survive, you are trying to thrive. Your Because our ancestors, what they used to do, their emotions, their sentiments were quite different. And our minds, it's taking some time to grow, it's taking some time to develop. Because earlier you had to survive. They were living they were afraid of being hunted down by a predator. But in today's life, you do not have to hunt You do not have to pray in order to uh, get some food. Everything is like served right in front of you. Everything is like at the just touch of your finger. So things have evolved, but our minds are taking some time. So we are trying to act in defense. So for trading, in order to be consistent, we need to learn, and it's you're gonna learn it very hard way. It took me long. Even now I do make mistakes. I would accept that even today I do a lot of terrible mistakes, even though I was quite aware that of them beforehand, but I still do. So what I do, what personally works for me, I would make a list of the uh, traits that I take, and I would write down my emotions, and I would uh, write down the mistakes that I'm making. And the next time I'm getting into any trade, I would revise, I would look back at my notes and see where things started going wrong, where I went wrong, so next time I don't do them. So it's not necessary that you will always be in profit, because yeah, it can be possible that you have 7 consecutive profits, but it's not that you will always be in profit.